Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the new episode of The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 6. Hold on, I bumped my pop filter here, so let me get this up. I'm going to wait till a bunch of people come in, and I want to give an update about what happened with Deeper Into 905. And then a couple things for you guys to stay tuned for. The review for The Walking Dead comic is late, but I'm going to have that up this week I'm doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away this. It's a issue 150. It's a variant cover by Ryan Ottley, I believe. One of my favorites. I actually have a signed print by Ryan Ottley of this very cover. So stay tuned for the comic book giveaway. That's coming up. But on the TV fans who watch the TV only, I got this giveaway. Now, this is the Whisperer War. It's in issue 157. And I got a double set here. It's the same comic, but you have a variant cover. Here's the standard cover and then the variant. So you might want to hold off on reading that if you don't want spoilers. So stay tuned. We got giveaways of those. And then Train to Busan. This is coming up. And I want to let you guys know ahead of time because I want to get some of these out right before Christmas, around Christmas time. So that's cool. But we got another giveaway. I got this steelbook that came in the mail, and I realized I never even opened the slipcover one. So anyone interested in Train to Busan, that's going to be coming up at the end of the live stream here. I'll tell you guys what to do, because we can only do it after live stream is over, because it's too hard to pull the names during the live chat. It's just so impossible. Anyway, Zombieland, watched that recently. That's another Deeper Into. Stay tuned, that one's coming. What's interesting with Zombieland is another 30 seconds and we'll get into the review. I'm just waiting for people to come in. We got a couple hundred in right now. I just want to give it a little bit more. But Zombieland looked, and I haven't watched it in years, it looked like Season 2 of The Walking Dead, The Highway. And then when I looked into it, because I was doing a Deeper Into, in the commentary, they talk about filming in Georgia. So now I'm wondering, I wonder if they filmed the same spot as The Walking Dead Season 2. All right, so we got a few hundred people in here now. We're going to dive into the review portion. And then after about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the review will end and we'll go into the fan feedback. And I'll pull your comments and your questions from the comment section down below. So let's dive straight into this. I want to burn through this and then get right to talking with you guys, because I had a lot of fun this episode. I enjoyed this episode a whole hell of a lot. First off, the little Rick figure, I love that in the episode. It's a nice touch. I do think that the company, like the AMC company, has this AMC box that they send out every other month or something like that. And I do strongly believe they need to make a replica. Fans love that shit. I love movie memorabilia and replicas and stuff like that. Make that look identical to how it was in the show. Throw those in the boxes, the subscription boxes, and fans would love that shit. Let me know if you agree. I think that would be cool. The walker in the tree, shoddy CGI on the bird a little bit when he ate the worm, but still, I love that walker in the tree and that look, and Daryl and his hunting. Carol with the flower in the concrete. A lot of these angles and how they filmed it in this episode, I was really enjoying. The bridge is still in ruins, I'll be honest. This came as kind of a shock. And I'm actually going to go back and edit out a part I said in the Deeper Into, and I'll explain that in a second. But I talked about how it's likely that Negan's words will be kind of like a prophecy, and the bridge will be a memorial to the dead. Remember Negan said that? He said, it's a monument to the dead. And in a way it is, but not in the way I thought. I thought once Rick blew himself up, they would all band together, fix the bridge, and then things would fall apart, but the bridge would connect the community still. So that was a little bit of a shock seeing it still in ruins, but we'll see where it goes. Eugene gets it in. He's a badass. I like that. I love Aaron. I love him. I absolutely love him. Not for a complete Andrew Lincoln replacement. You just can't replace Andrew Lincoln, but I love having like this comic Rick on the show. I don't know, man. I love it. I think it's so cool. Plus, Aaron Ross, the actor who plays Aaron, he has a great charisma, and charisma, you guys know I talk about it all the time. Charisma is extremely important, I feel. And it keeps the SJWs happy, right? Am I right? Because now you got a gay character who could potentially be a really big character. So they're happy, and then we're happy because it's like, oh, this is a kick-ass character, you know? And comic fans are happy. I think a lot of people can be happy because visually we get that comic look in Rick, which is, it's not important, but it's cool, okay? Ezekiel laying down the fucking law, yo. When Henry gave him a little bit of lip, that motherfucker was like, listen, boy, you better watch that tone, you know? We got the fair. I heard the fair. I got a chubby. I'm not even going to lie to you. I may gross half the audience out. But I heard the fair, and I was like, oh, my God, yes. Yes, so much yes. Henry taking over as Comic Carl. This was predicted long ago. I remember you guys, a lot of you were going nuts with Henry, and I just couldn't see it. Not with little Henry. I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. But they fixed that by this time skip. It's years down. It's 6 years time skip, and they got an older actor, and this is a lot more plausible and a lot more likely going to happen that he has taken over Comic Henry's Comic Carl. That's the remix going on. Gracie, you guys noticed that little bit of Gracie was in it. We got Rick toy replica from the show. I already covered that. Michonne versus Magna. I get it. I get the theme and how it connects in the storyline. Even though Michonne was being kind of a bitch, I get it. Gabraham with the Father Gabriel with the radio. This, I believe, is the same radio, or maybe it's not, but it connects kind of sort of to the radio he found. Remember with the other doctor, Dr. Carson or something like that? I feel like it has to be the same radio, because what would be the point of it not being the same radio? We got Gabe and Rosita. Michonne, I'm fine with that, by the way. That's cool, but when she first walked into the room, I thought, maybe, but then I was like, nah. But it works. What's her name? Jadis turned them out. Michonne's new remix. This is something they had a tiny bit in season 3. Michonne in the comic was talking to herself. She was touched, and they did that a little bit in season 3. I believe she was in the jail cell, and she mentioned to Rick about talking to herself, and now they're heavily remixing it yet again, bringing it back up, having her talk to a Rick and a Carl that's not there, which is a really sweet moment later on in the show. The Saviors. Oh, the Saviors. That was one of my favorite parts. The Saviors, when they show up, they're dirty. I love it. We got a bunch of Saviors we still recognize. There's no confirmation about exactly what happened in the bridge moment, but we do know that Carol let him live. I guess there was just a little mini shootout. Some people died, some Saviors died, and then they got away. And when they were robbed and Carol lets it go, and then we see the foot and the gas and all that, I'm thinking, oh man, Henry, yeah, he's getting it in, but I think it would be better with Carol, because they had the Saviors burning before, and now the Saviors burning now, and I was like, oh, that would have been such a better fit, because I thought they were just going with Henry, and then they revealed it was Carol, and I was like, oh yes, so much yes. Negan, his story with the dog, and Judith being a wise ass, great little moment. The herd. If you notice with the herds, they have these dark faces that are almost clearly whispers, and I love how they're mixed in there. And you still don't know. You're not sure 100%, but if you notice, there's a couple of them. Go back and rewatch. They got these dark around the eyes, and the mouths have just unnatural compared to how the other zombies look next to them. We got a baby Rick. Yeah, it was true. I got to get to that after the review. We get the baby Rick confirmation, which a lot of fans are probably going to be happy about. I think that's a cool remix. I'm interested to see where that goes. I think the AMC is really laying it on thick as far as adding a lot of potential that's going to lead to a longer lifespan. Hold on one second. All right, how to fix help Juliet answer something with her tablet. We got what else we got? Don't make this weird. That little moment with Rosita and Eugene. Eugene's clearly hinting he got the house for Rosita. I don't know what the X is on Michonne's back, the scar. I'm sure we'll find out. I feel like at first I thought that's something I should have known what it was, like her fight with the governor. She got wounded previously, and then I'm thinking, nah, what would clearly make an X? I gave up. I figure maybe you guys will tell me in the chat, or if this is something new, we'll find out later on down the line. The Hilltop, good use for the new characters, I feel. Now, it might be just a ploy. It might be a misdirect where they take them to the Hilltop, find out Maggie's gone, she went on a run, yada, 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 and they grow close to Magna and them, and they decide to bring them back to Alexandria. But with Maggie leaving, and I think it might work better, in fact, to take them to the Hilltop. We'll have to wait and see how they play that out. And then finally on my notes, the Whisperers, beautifully done. In the comic, you couldn't do this, which this is another clear example of the big difference between the two mediums. In the comic, if you showed them talking, I mean, you probably could have had words just on the page, but if you show them talking in the comic, it's so different than just hearing it on screen. And the way it is on the TV show, it hit what it was supposed to hit. It did the damn thing, and it did it right. When it came to the comic, though, what was so epic is about the people that you trusted, the survivors, being like, yo, the zombies are evolving, they're doing this, they're acting weird, they're talking, I heard them, I clearly heard them, yada, yada, yada. And then later on, you see one use a knife, you know what I mean? And it's like so sudden and so shocking, and then yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, oh man, I love that. How they're doing it on the show is epic. And even with the reveal coming up, there's another image out there where I don't know if it's a zombie or if it's a whisperer, but it's daytime out, and the zombie's just kind of chilling there, like with a little swagger, just looking dead ahead. How friggin' epic would it be, even in daytime? That's such a creepy vibe, where you just got this zombie who just stops dead, and it's just kind of staring right at you, and it's got the black eyes, so you can't even see it looking at you, but you know it's looking through you. And then he just stops dead, and then the other walkers, actual walkers, just pass him, and you know something's just not right. This is creepy. It's weird. So the Whisperers have a lot of potential. And again, even with the reveal, just them and that moment leading up to the reveal of these characters and who they are, there's just a lot they can pull from that. And again, atmosphere is important, and what they did right here in this little teaser was perfect with the few sentences. They got to be close. Don't let them get away. Yo, officially creepy as hell, especially for those characters. Friggin' epic. Where's Tara? I don't know. She might be at the Hilltop. She might be at Alexandria. It's big, so there's not a lot of room. Not a lot of room for everybody. But so that's pretty much it. For my notes. So that's it for the first impression review. I'm going to dive into the super chat questions or comments, and then we'll dive into the comments from all of you guys and see what you have to say, because I saw a few super chats coming in. But I liked the episode. All in all, I'll be honest, it still sucks that Rick is gone. I mean, even though we're getting him in a movie, him out of the show and out of this storyline and with these characters, I mean, it still sucks that he's not there. I mean, we're still missing something, you know what I mean? For how much I enjoyed the episode, I feel like I would have enjoyed it twice as much, with Rick. That's such a, I don't know. That's going to be something they're going to have to tackle moving forward. But I feel Tony Thompson said this episode was really bad in capitals. I have to strongly disagree. I don't agree with that 100 at all. Not even close. There was only a moment or two where I started getting like, oh, don't go there, with some of the dialogue. I totally forget what the second one was. But the first one was with the politicians and exposing. At first I was like, oh, please don't go down that road. And then, they kept it simple. And I was like, oh, all right, she was a journalist doing her shit. Who cares, I forget what the second one was. Anyway, we got super chats. Oh, we got a bunch came in that I didn't even see. let me tackle these and then we'll go into the comments. Beetlepuss, thanks for the continued content. Watched Map for years, Ron. My question, do you think Carol's hair looks as cheesy like an old witch's wig as I do? Yes. It's neat that she has... It is neat that she has that change, like a change of a character, but it's not working for me. It's just too long and too out there, I think. It does look like a witch or a wild hermit lady. I think what they'll do with Carol is what they did with Jesus. When Jesus came on the show, he had this wig under his hat and shit like that. And then as he was on the show, he actually grew his hair out. So then when it came to season 8, I think, he went with his natural hair, and it looked better. It absolutely did. I think they'll do the same thing maybe with Carol. They have Carol there with this wig because of how they went from episode 905 to 906. And guys, keep in mind, that was something we debated long ago. Remember talking about how the hell they would do the time skip with the communities? And I was like, yo, there's just no way they can do it if we're filming at Alexandria and then the next episode or the next half, we have this 6-year time skip. It's going to be way too hard production-wise. And did you notice how they tackled that? Which I got to give them credit. I got to give them props. That was clever, and it fit the story. The bridge. Having the story take place at a campsite that is off of the communities. You can just show the communities a little bit, like Rick and them at Alexandria. Only show them a tiny bit, so that way, while they're filming, that whole time, they're prepping it for the new beginning. And they film around it for episodes, 1 to 5 of season 9. Clever as hell. I thought that was clever as hell. So if you were wondering why they filmed, wrote it in the story with the bridge and the campsite, not only did it connect solid with the story, but it gave them actual time to work on the communities and make it actually look like it was grown in and shit, which the Michonne on horseback and the van that's covered in wheat and vines, and I love that type of shot. I absolutely love it. Thank you very much for the $5, Beetlepuss. And next up, we got Muse Ingenue with a $5 donation. Told you seasons ago, Roshone Baby. Ronnie, you know what it is. Yeah, everyone who was wanting a Roshone Baby, here it is. I'm sorry, a Roshone Baby, as they say it. Yeah, let's see where it goes. But like I said before, that is also potential. It's not just a child character. It's not just a random baby. It is legacy potential. AMC, keep in mind, everything has a potential. AMC wants The Walking Dead to continue for as long as humanly possible. You need legacy characters in a way to carry on that, So, like with Star Wars, you have Han and Leia's kid. Dumbass that he is. That's a legacy character. Same thing with Roshone and Judith. Those are legacy characters. So that way, who knows? In 10 years, we might have a Judith Grimes movie. You know what I mean? Following her story after the fact. If you don't think AMC is sitting down with Scott Gimple and, figuring this shit out, you're crazy. This is something we on this channel have been talking about for a long time. AMC is setting this up. The Walking Dead, and check my older videos, I called it. I saw the potential where it was. AMC is like the zombie Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Franchise-wise, not story, franchise-wise. It's going to stick around for as long as they could keep it having a pulse. Thank you very much for the $5 dono. We got $2 from L&M Productions. Gabe and Rosita, kind of weird, but loved the episode. We'll have to see them interact a little more to see how those two have charisma together. And it's also interesting to go back and watch the scenes, seasons ago and just see. I always thought that's neat. When characters hook up, go back and watch the older scenes. It just, I don't know, adds a little something to it. Daniel Kilgrave with a $10 donation. I loved so much about this episode. Even with the loss of Rick and having to remix things, they are redeeming so much. Aaron as Comic Rick, Judith as Comic Carl with Negan. Angela Kang is crushing it. True, and don't forget Henry. Henry, they're already setting it up that he's going to be remixed Comic Carl also. Excuse me. What is that called? The blacksmith. That's comic book stuff. Carl wanted to go learn how to be a blacksmith, and Carol is essentially a remixed Comic Rick in the New Beginning, because it was the same for them. When you compare the two, you'll see it's literally a direct remix of those two characters. Wait, we got Daniel with an additional $2. Keep up the great work, Ronnie. You are awesome. Thank you very much. As soon as I read the super chats, I want to mention the Deeper Into series. Austin Royal with a $2 donation. Carol just loves burning people alive. She loves it, and I love watching it. And thank you very much for the dono. L&M with another $2. Loved Negan, still missing my Ricky. Agreed, same, and thank you. Bank A Thunder, $10 dono. Carol said that some of Jed's stuff belonged to the characters that went missing. Thank you for bringing this up. The spear gun that Regina had belonged to Beatrice, so could we see the Whispers wear the faces of characters we know? Thank you so much for bringing that up. That's exactly what I thought when he said, I swear to God, I promise we didn't hurt them. And I believe him. I absolutely believe him. For the simple fact that there's no reason to. He said he found that stuff laying around. Maybe it's just the portions or the parts that the Whisperers overlooked, missed, or just simply didn't want, or no one wanted to claim it. So if the Whisperers were attacking people, and again, that could be foreshadowing for the Oceanside originally were attacking the Saviors, and now it's going to be written off as, oh, it was just the Saviors getting back at them. And here, in fact, in a twisted fate of karma, the Whisperers have rolled up on the scene, and they're killing and taking out some of the Oceanside people, just like they did to the Whisperers in the beginning of the season. I think that might be where they're going, and that's clever as hell. Thank you very much for the dono as well. IB Sweet P2, $10. They're being sloppy with the timeline. Magna did Hard Time. We're 13 years into the apocalypse. She's like 25. She did She's 25 in real life. I swear to God, I thought she was in her early 30s. I mean, mid 30s. She might be younger than that, though. She just gave off that look to me. That's what I was thinking. She did a Hard Time when she was 12. The Deaf Girl exposed politicians when she was, 17? Hold on, I'm going to have to bring this up because I'm thinking they're in their 30s. We'll see right now. Walking Dead, Mag. Nah. What's the actress's name? Anyone know her name? Walking Dead, Magna actress. Ellen, wait. Come on, that doesn't help. Nadia Hilker? Nadia Hilker. Nadia Hilker age. She's 30. Yeah, okay. So, or 29, I'm sorry. So if it was 6 years, 6-year time skip, 8-year apocalypse, give or take. She was 20 when the apocalypse kicked off, or let's say 21. Yeah, I mean, Hard Time, that's a bit of a stretch. I've heard people call 3 years to 5 years Hard Time, and I mean, I'm not going to argue with them if they whatever, but when I hear Hard Time, I'm thinking minimum 5, max, I'm sorry, like 5 to 10 Hard Time. But now we're just arguing semantics. But if you want to knock them for that, go right ahead, because I think that is a bit of a You don't need to have Hard Time, especially for prison tats. You could do 1 year to 2 years, get a prison tat. I mean, but yeah, you got him on that. As far as the Deaf Girl, I'm not going to look it up now because it'll just slow down the live stream. But yeah, someone look up her age, put it in the chat. Thank you very much for the dono as well. In Trinson, that definitely should have been incorporated into her age, or took into consideration. In Trinson with a $10 dono. Maybe this is morbid thinking, but Carol's hair only scares me because it seems like it would look really cinematic flowing in the wind at the border. Do you know what I'm hinting at? Thoughts? Yeah, I don't think so, because Carol locked in with a 3-year contract, So whether she dies or not, they're paying her for 3 years. That's $20 million, I believe, the deal was for. They're not going to pay her $20 million. If they do, I'll be shocked stupid. They're not going to pay her $20 million just to kill her off in a few episodes or at the end of the season. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Unless they had to do that just to get her on, but I don't think she should go for the border, not especially after losing Rick. They need to hang on to some people right now. C. Brown with a $10 dono. I love The Walking Dead and everything you do. Baby Rick. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate that. And hell yeah, a Baby Rick legacy. Big Shot Baba, $2. Any predictions on the next death? Yeah, I'll probably have it in the prediction video because I think we are going to get small ones trickling in, especially now knowing that the Whisperers could have potentially already killed some side characters, like Patrice, for example. Deaf Lady has gray hair. You know what? Son of a bitch. I'm going to have to look it up. I wonder if someone even put it in the chat. Walking Dead Cognac Patrice. I don't know if they would put it as Lauren Ridloff. Is that her name? Lauren Ridloff. Lauren Ridloff.
Wait, Dad.
Ridloff.
You have 1,000 people watching your stream.
Yeah, she's 40. She looks good for 40. Yo, they got that right, okay? So everyone else, she's 40. Yumiko's 35. She also looks a lot younger. Nadia Hilker, is that how you say it? Is the only one that they're off with as far as doing a hard time. She would have to at least do 5 years. I mean, in my opinion, anything 5 and under, that's a damn bitch, you know? But hard time is, you got to be doing a dime for that. You know what? To be fair, there's been hard prisons. There's been really tough prisons. You know, I've had a friend or two go to a really shit prison for like 3.5 years, and that's hard time, especially with the prison they went to. It's like, fuck, you know. What do you think of the Breaking Bad movie, Ronnie? Listen, I pushed my Breaking Bad video ahead just to get it out in time after that news, but there is a deeper into Breaking Bad video. It's not a review for an episode. It's about the future of what they can do. And the half of the title is Walter White Lives. So the other half of the title I can't spoil yet. But when you see it come out, I'm telling you what, you're going to love it. I did a ton of research. I'm almost there. It's going to blow your fucking mind. Trust me. At least half, if not more of you guys are going to shoot it. Well, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I feel like you guys are going to share this with, what's his name? Vince Gilligan, and be like, you need to look at this idea. It's fucking tight, yo. I'm this close to making sure there's no leaks in my idea, though. But yes, there is a way to do some fucking epic shit with Walter White still alive coming up. For 40, she's hot. So sexy. Yeah, she looks good for 40, yo. But that fits. The other one, that's a stretch. All right, so we got the super chats out of the way. Let me see what you guys have to say. Let me slide the chat down here. And thank you very much for all 1,000 watching. This has been absolutely awesome. We grow with every live stream just a little bit, and it's so exciting having a lot of people here to just a little tight-knit community enjoying the show. Breaking Bad has a movie. It's going to be, from what I hear right now, it's going to be a sequel focusing on Jesse Pinkman's character. Who's gay in the comics? Magna is gay in the comics. Magna and Yumiko are a couple. I wonder how Michonne got a scar on her back. I'm not sure. Where's my boy Dwight at? He's likely not going to be coming for a while. It doesn't look like there's any setup right now to bring him back. If they don't bring him back, I'll be pissed. I'll tell you right now. Is Daryl living on his own in the woods? Yes, and he has a dog. If you saw the teaser for next week, he has a dog. Not this teaser, the one they showed last week. I feel like it's kind of cruel that they are suffering. They think Rick is dead, but he actually is alive. Listen, they're going to have to pull some shit out of their ass to explain that, for sure. I mean faux show. Because that that doesn't make any damn sense. Amber Gray, when Michonne was talking about Magna doing hard time, maybe she wasn't talking before. Maybe there was a bad group that imprisoned people. Maybe that's what the X is on Michonne. Wait. Michonne. I feel like we've seen Michonne's back and there wasn't a scar. Maybe I'm fantasizing. But I don't know. Hey, Ronnie, what happened with Dwight and Sherry? Now there is a big time jump. That's a tricky one. They either, come back with stories of running into little communities, or they've been surviving on their own, and it's kind of a stretch, So, who's the new leader of Hilltop? I thought Maggie's last episode this season was 905. Unless there's a radical change, it looks like Maggie will still be the leader in name, but she just went off to do something with Georgie or to Georgie's community. Keep in mind, in this day and age, it's just like the Wild West or the olden days where you ever read a history book and you hear someone writing a letter about traveling for their job and it took them 6 months. They're hunting and they're going to come back and it's like 9 months later. That was common as shit back in the day. Same thing in The Walking Dead. If Maggie's going to this community to deal with something with Georgie, it's not going to be like nowadays where it's a horse ride and then you're back or why isn't she back yet? No, it's going to take a few months. I mean, that's just how it is in this world. So I think it would be rather easy to write her absence out. She's with Georgie. It'll take 2 months for her to return. Simple. But we'll have to see what they do. Are you going to review Overlord? I'm going to try. It's not playing near me. But I'm going to try. What are they going to do with Enid? Oh, Enid! That's who she was talking about. Thank you for bringing that up. Carol mentioned something about someone at Hilltop helping. What's his name? Henry? I think maybe she was talking about Enid. So it looks like maybe if they get Magna and them at the Hilltop, we can have the Magna new characters there with Jesus and Enid and Henry doing their thing, and they're setting up for the fair, which I'm so excited about. I actually think the actress is deaf in real life. Yeah, she is deaf in real life. And the Senate also said teens are harder to age in a 6-year time jump. Also, wouldn't call the Rashomon child a baby because he's like 6 years old. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely not a baby. Joni plans. My thought is the scar Michonne will tie into Rick's disappearance and final death in the last movie, bringing us up to the 6-year time skip. They could do that. I would imagine they would reveal the scar in the show, though. Because if they wait for the movies, we're going to be waiting years just for that scar payoff. And the scar. Quick question for the comic fans out there. Let's see how diehard you are. You got 5 minutes to answer. Who did they remix the scar from? A comic character had a scar, and in the show, it's now remixed to Michonne having a scar. Go. You got 5 minutes. Who is it? If the show ever catches up to the comics and they have to create a completely original story for the show, then what would you want to see from it? That's rough. These are fun, but almost impossible to, I can't just come up with something that's awesome off the top of my head all the time. And something like that, I would want to put some thought into. As far as an original thing, nothing. I want them to expand upon the Whispers and correct some of the mistakes that the comic did. The comic, it felt like they got too excited to go to this new story that the Whispers just kind of crumbled. And it's funny because the comic did something that was like, whoa, that really? I don't know if we like that, but that was like epic and shocking. And then the next thing you know, the story kind of crumbled from there. So I feel like that's something they might want to fix in the TV show, as far as a main villain dying way too early and out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So I don't want to spoil it for the TV show fans in case they do that storyline. I think there's a chance they might, but I don't think they should. I disagree with that. But if I could, to keep them from catching up for the comics, my vote wouldn't be a new original moment. It would be to expand on the moments that happen with the Whisperers, because there's just so much potential there. Imagine a friggin' we had No Way Out. We had All Out War. Imagine a No Way Out, All Out War combo. That'd be friggin' epic. I loved how Shane mentioned the red machete. Hell yeah. Wait, I missed someone. Someone asked a question about a comic. It looked interesting, and then YouTube did its. YouTube's comment section is so clunky. Okay, comic spoiler. Do you think Eugene will get a certain character's death from the comics? At this time, I don't think so. Maybe foreshadowing in this episode with the. It's possible. I thought that too, but maybe it's because they already showed the death, literally the exact death in All Out War in season 8. So it's up in the air. I do think right now, I do believe Rosita's gonna be one of the victims. I really do. And then Father Gabriel might end up revenging her and getting his death from the comic. It's possible, but again, guys, that's a stretch because they already showed it, unless that was a big foreshadow. Why not Jesus? He should lead the hilltop. Jesus doesn't want to, though. Again, that's just picking a character we know and forcing the leader role. That's like Daryl leading Alexandria. It doesn't fit the character. What they're doing with Daryl fits the character. With Jesus, what they're doing with him in the trailers, it looks like it fits the character because he's out there. He's out there helping and looking for people and going on runs. That is who Jesus is. Same thing with the comic. That's why Jesus in the show and the comic didn't want to take out Gregory and lead, because that just it's not who they are. It's not what they're into. Can he be a second in command? Can he help the leader and assist and yada, 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 and hold it down while Maggie's away? Sure, yeah, but he's not vying for that position. It doesn't fit his character. But like I said, he could hold it down until she returns. That's fine. Who will release Negan? Will he kill them like yada, yada, yada? And is his role going to be more to make up for Rick's disappearance? I hope he takes more of the lead, to be honest. Well, here's the thing. I think Negan will be remixed in a similar way in parts. But you got to look at what the show already did. The show jumped way ahead. I mean, way ahead, past the Whisperer War, past the Whisperers completely. And they showed us the Maggie and Negan face to face, which is well after a lot of stuff Negan did. To have him do some of that now, you would have to have a very damn good reason. You would have to remix it in a very damn different way, right? So it looks like we might get a different version of Negan out of this that may get out in a different way, or do what he does for a different reason, you know? It is tricky. Wait, that baby didn't look 6 only, about 3? I gotta go back and look. To be honest, he looked tiny, but... oh yeah, we got some names coming in the chat here. Let's see if we got... Yeah, a bunch of people said Negan. No, they didn't recast Enid. No, they shouldn't recast Enid. Someone said Andrea, Bob, Negan. Yeah, everyone's saying Negan. There's a lot of people who remember that. Negan was the one with the scar in the comic, and now it's Michonne. And how Negan got his scar was he fell on barbed wire. Raga09. Why does everyone know that the time skip was exactly 6 years? That was mentioned online on the official Walking Dead, online thing. So I feel like Rosita and Gabriel's relationship is transitional to Eugene and Rosita. Thoughts? I think if Gabe gets the Pike, it could bring them together, since E and R both had a connection with Gabe. I think if Gabe gets the Pike, it could. Yeah, I mean, it could. It could. If Gabe were to get the Pike. I mean, either Gabe or Rosita, either one of them could get it. I don't think Eugene should get it, especially now, just because his character would play a more realistic role in how they continue to advance the communities. At least not yet. It just doesn't fit yet. So yeah, if you want to switch out between Rosita or Gabriel who gets killed, I think they're both going to die, just at different times, and one will be avenging the others, you know? Do you think Michonne named her son with Rick? What do you think Michonne named her son? I think she already said it. Isn't his name RJ? So what is his name? Rick? Is his name Rick? The Surfer Ginger. Surfing Ginger with a $5 donation. Thank you very much for the dono. The new Alexandria Council really embodies the whole ensemble cast idea. Rick is gone, and so is the Ricktatorship. Love the little things this episode. Yeah, it also calls back to season 4, where they had the council in the prison. Remember when they were sitting at the table and talking and stuff like that? Michonne was on that council as well, I believe. Why does everyone... Oh, all right, we already covered that. Let me go down. Do you think the Whisperer stuff will go as long as the Savior War, which went over 2 seasons? At this time, I do. Before, I didn't. But now I'm looking at it, and I think, okay, the introduction and the tease of the Whisperers is going to be over the next 2 episodes. That's the first half of Season 9. And we haven't even dove in yet with the Whisperers. So the second half will be to further the threat of the Whisperers and the reveal of who the Whisperers are, which I'm so excited for. And then finally, likely at the end of the season will be, or close to the end of the season, will be the heads on pikes and the border threat, right? They could do that sooner, sure, but I think it'll play out a little something similar like that. So that would mean season 10 will be a war season, essentially. Different, very different than All Out War. Season 10 will be the Whisperer War. I think it's very important for them to promote it different than a war, though. Even in the comic, a lot of time went on, and a lot of fans were like, oh, you know, we're not going to get into another war, yada, yada, yada. And I even made a comment, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going to get into it, but they won't call it a war, and it'll feel different. The next day, I think, they promoted the Whisperer War, and I was like, well, it's a cool poster. It's fucking awesome, so I went with it. I actually moved my Whisperer War poster. I got this, 9-foot-long, huge Whisperer War poster, and it's actually in my closet there with my comic supplies we're selling and stuff, because the damn cat I bought my daughter, this stupid idiot jumps on top of the shelf, and she's biting the tacks out of the poster and running away with them. What is this demon cat? I don't know.
I saw her chewing on it when you were gone.
Yeah? Well, she's lucky she didn't eat it, the dumbass. Do you think the Whisperer... Oh, okay, I already read that one. Does Judith manage to shoot that monster of a gun? How does Judith... I don't know. A lot of people were saying there's ways to get around that. There's ways to get a different type of bullet, and it'll have less kick. So that could be it. How do you think Negan will get out of his cell in the show, and when do you think it will happen? I love your videos, Ronnie. Thank you very much. I think Negan will get out in the second half at this time. And if he's getting out similar to the comic, right now there's no setup for that I see. So I think it could even be something totally different. Keep in mind, this is a Negan who had his breakdown moment. Eric Johnson, like the very subtle callback with Aaron, he comes into Alexandria giving supplies versus having them taken by saviors. Like the very subtle. I don't think I know what your question is. Your question is, like the very subtle callback with Aaron ? Oh, do I like it? I think that's your question.
So answer it.
Yeah, I loved the whole episode. Yeah, I loved like every single second of the episode. I'm trying to think about what part you're talking about though. Are you talking about the time they beat him up? Remember with the FU sign that they found? I think that's what you're talking about, right? It was close to someone's special death in the comic. Do you think Daryl holds himself responsible for what happened to Rick? A little bit, sure, absolutely. Let's scroll down to the fresh comments because they were stacking up. We got a $20 dono from Bank of Thunder. Could Eugene have had bam with Rosita? Yeah, he could have, which is why he's sharing his feelings. No. Like what happened with Spencer and Rosita, Remix and Eugene being the one that she messed around on instead of him being the one she... No, I don't think so because she said that thing about him making things weird. Remember where they were running away? And what he was saying is he was about to, unless I saw the moment totally differently, Eugene was about to reveal that he had feelings for her. But if they had already hooked up prior to the time jump, what would be the point of him revealing that? You see what I'm saying? Unless there was some weird, awkward, drunk party. I don't think what he was saying would make sense if they had a relationship previously. What was the scar on Michonne's back? I don't know yet. Has anyone else noticed that at the beginning of the episode, Norman is the one saying previously on The Walking Dead, and the episodes before it was Andrew Lincoln? No, we had Michonne say it once. And I know I mentioned Lost, and I don't, for the life of me, remember what I was thinking, because for some reason I was thinking the characters said it on Lost. I'm almost positive on the DVD, because I didn't watch the first few seasons. I watched it on DVD. I'm almost positive it was the actors on some DVD or something, because I remember Matthew Fox doing a couple of them. Unless I messed up, because on the actual show it was like a producer or something. With The Walking Dead, I heard a Michonne one on there. Unless I'm losing my freaking mind. So I don't think it's just Andrew and just Norman. I could be totally wrong. You bought that cat? Yeah. Well, I didn't buy the cat. My mother bought the cat as a birthday present for my daughter. When will I review issue 185? I allowed the cat to come into the house, though, if that's what you're asking. I said yes to the cat. Maybe Monday or Tuesday, maybe. It depends on how long the edit goes for 905. I got to re-edit to get that up. Oh, and for anyone wondering about deeper into 905, it's coming. It's coming. I got real sick this week. It kicked my ass. There was twice I sat down to finally, get it done with. And I woke up a few hours later, like in the chair, just like, what? My neck hurt, my ass hurt, just sitting there passed out for hours. It was like someone drugged me. And then and then I got it uploaded, and that damn flag and stuff, and having it blocked. I got to go back in it and add some effects here and there just to keep it from getting blocked. I think for people in the U.S., I think the majority of you guys would be able to watch it, but anyone outside the U.S. in 380 countries, it would be blocked. So I would be getting so many people asking about it. So I took it down so I can re-edit it, and then hopefully I'll get it to work by Monday night probably, because it's going to take a few hours to do. Has anyone ever... Oh, I already did that. An article on the internet officially confirmed Roshone Baby is RJ, and the scar will be revealed from an incident during the time jump. Thank you very much for that info. So it is RJ, yep. No idea at the time he's making this long. No idea at the time. Crawdad DCT, thank you very much for the $5 support. I appreciate that. No comment, though. If you come up with a comment later, let me know. Kelly McCham, your top 3 guesses for the Whisperer border with spikes. I think my top ones were Rosita, Tammy from the Hilltop, and I'm not guessing the best. I'm guessing the ones that I'm more confident. And then the chubby dude from today, the chubby white guy, from the new group, from Magna's group. I think his head will be a third one. So, small gunpowder load. But thank you very much for the dono. Only Alyssa W. I saw another photo of Rick and Michonne's son. He looks 5 or 6. Yeah, I gotta take a look. On the show, I don't know. I didn't even think about the time jump and how old he would be. He just looked kind of young, you know. I didn't even think about it. So, episode 8 is gonna be crazy. Someone said Nicotero loves working on the Whisperers. Who do you think is most likely gonna be on the pike? I already mentioned my top 3 picks. I'm gonna save it because I got a whole video, and that'll give me time to do my official borderline prediction. That way I can actually look at all the characters and give a good, you know what I mean? Because I think it needs to hit all the communities. And it does look like another thing I predicted. This might be wrong, but it looked like the Saviors were on foot. And I did predict it would be easy for them to chip away at some of the communities and get rid of 1 or 2. I'm almost positive I even said the Kingdom or Sanctuary. Almost positive. Since we really don't need to be there. We don't have the story that's necessary for that. So it would be nice to chip away at the communities we're focusing on by getting rid of some of those, trim the fat. And it looks like they did. Like, we're never going to see the Sanctuary again, right? Because they did say it went bust and they're out on the road. Unless I mistook that and there's other saviors there. I don't know. Thomas said Baby Rick didn't look 6 years old. Did you find all the new characters likable? I really did, except Magna. The actress is kind of annoying. I don't know why. Yeah, I thought they were fine. No one annoyed me, though. She does have that kind of resting bitch face, So maybe that's what annoyed you. Cute. Eric Cockrell said, it's Eric from Baltimore. Angela Kang is fucking crushing it. The script, the attention to detail. One of my favorite Walker tonight was the one stuck in the tree with the bird. One of my favorite Walkers was, I love that one in the tree, but there was also one, I might have to pick them out in a video coming up, or maybe the deeper into, but there was one in the herd. And the way he was moving and the look of him, I don't know if he was a walker or a whisperer, but I wanted to zoom in a little closer on that one and see, because I really liked the overall look as well. But the one in the tree was badass. If McFarlane Toys was still making Walking Dead stuff, it would have been cool for them to make something like that. I do think the AMC should just get on the ball with their collectibles and just give it to NECA, or either NECA or tell McFarlane to actually do something with the franchise, because it's just dead in the water. And that's so odd too. Maybe no Walking Dead fans aren't into it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys let me know. Do you even care about collectibles and displays and Walking Dead? Like, do you care about Walking Dead merchandise? Or are you good just watching the show? Because I kind of feel like if you gave the right attention to it, fans would go nuts, Like, imagine, I don't know, just, never mind. There's no point. What do you think of the PPP means for Heath, if not the Whisperers? They already confirmed. We talked about this, I believe, last week, but they confirmed that, yeah, we did, because they confirmed it while we were doing our live stream. Heath has been traded, so either the PPP is nothing, and it was just like a card laying around, or it actually connects to something from the trash group. It could have just been trash or something they found they thought was interesting, and when they snatched Heath up, one of them dropped it, you know? And then we could think it's a clue, but it's really not because they changed things around. So it looks like right now Heath, if he decides or agrees to be in the movie, he'll be in the movie with Rick, and I think that would be awesome. I think that would be so cool. And then Jadis. So we would have 3 people from the original show. We'd have Jadis, we'd have Rick, and then we'd have Heath in the movie, the first Walking Dead movie. His extended arm was grown into the tree. Crazy. Yeah, the bird took the worm out of him and then gave it to its baby, so it was pretty cool. That'd been awesome if they had zombie birds, though. What do you... Oh, I already covered that one. Was the group using the red machete? Was the new group using the red machete? No, not that I saw. What was your reaction to the show going the comic route with the fair? My reaction? Simply put. I like Eugene's hair to be flowing in the wind while his head is on the pike. I bet a lot of people would. I have to sell one of my Lucille's with a sad face. To be honest, if you have to, I don't think now's the time. I don't know. I might wait and have to. I don't think you're going to get much money for it. I mean, if you have to, you have to. But it depends on what one you have, like what one you actually have. I think if you wait a little bit, maybe when they redeem Negan and his stuff is on the spike, and you know, it's not just when they redeem him, but it's the interest levels in the communities. You know, they rise and fall depending on what characters do, and I think if you wait for that time, you might get a little more money and there might be a little more interest, because if it's the bats that they make for the cons and the McFarlane bats, I see those clearanced all the time, so I don't know if now is a good time for that. Rebecca said, good riddance to Tara. I hope she's dead. Ouch. Ouch. Wait, somebody said something about PPP means purchase power parity. Look it up, Ronnie. Yeah, I looked it up. What's your point? We found like 3 examples of what PPP means. There's like 2 other things. There's a law definition of something, unless that's the law one, I forget. There's also, it literally means whisper or to whisper or a soft sound in music. I forget exactly, so don't quote me on that. But my point is, unless you could connect the meaning to something in the show, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to be, like that. You got to make the connection. How does it fit? You down with PPP? Y'all know me. Never mind. Yeah. Did Tara move to the hilltop? I don't know where Tara is. She could be at Alexandria. She could just not be, there. Daniel Kilgrave with another $5 dono. Thank you very much for that support. Do you think they will get Greg Nicotero to direct the Walking Dead movies? Is that a given, or do you think they'll go with someone else to change the feel? That's a good question. I think it's possible if he can work it in his schedule. He could potentially direct. But with everything going on, I think it might be easier for him to focus on the work he's doing and then direct episodes. And then bring somebody they know and trust to do the whole movie, But it could be him. It could be him. Kelly Meekam. Am I saying that right? With a $2 dono. Last of Us 2 Collector's Edition over under 150 ? I don't know if you're asking me or... as far as I know... There's no announcements of a Last of Us 2 Collector's Edition. That's way too early. I could be wrong. I just feel like that's way too early. But as far as the price, it'll likely be $200 and under. They're usually, when it's a statue, it's usually around $200 or maybe $150. So yeah, it could be between $50 and $200. I would say that's a really solid guess, And that's if there's going to be one. I feel like there will be. Hey, Ronnie, I don't know if you caught this. If you look closely at the last episode during the bridge scene, you can see Glenn climbing under the dumpster. I caught that. You think I didn't catch that? Come on, man. I see it all. Beetlepuss with a $4 dono. Thank you very much for the dono. Tara is 100% eating carpet at Oceanside. Is Oceanside... Yeah, Oceanside's still ticking. That's possible. It would fit her character. It would make sense. Yo, Ronnie, it's your boy Chris. Sorry, I've been busy, bro. I still enjoy your content. Much love, brother. Do you still think Beta will beat the shit out of Daryl and take his knives? I fucking hope so. What is the point? They're doing everything so right. What is the point of giving Daryl the same signature weapon as the new villain you're bringing on if you're not going to have Daryl get his ever-loving ass handed to him, and then the new villain's going to take those knives off of Daryl? I mean, come on, you know? Especially with Rick gone, it leaves them open as that's Daryl's nemesis. That's his enemy. That's, you know, Daryl's Batman and Beta's the Joker, you know? What?
I made one.
Alright. Was that blade Daryl had awesome or what? Yes. Yes. Ronnie, do you think they could give Andrea's comic death too? Love the stream. Ooh, you know, I think anyone is pretty much open for that. With Rick being gone the way he is, it really makes me question if that's necessary. And right off the top of my head, I gotta say, no, it's not. The whole death, gone. You could take the death and save it for a certain character. And to be honest, we have a while yet before we need to set that up. So I think that's pretty much right now. It's hard to predict, and we'll have to wait until we get closer. But with Rick gone, I don't think there's any, you know, any importance for them to really focus on making that remix or bringing that comic moment to life. Because it's really, yeah, there's no sound. I shut the sound off. It's really irrelevant at this point with Rick gone. All horses are in a league with the zombies / word. PPP is BBB backwards. It actually looks like 3 balloons if you look at it right. Why would Beta kill Daryl when he kicks his ass? Do you mean why wouldn't Beta kill Daryl when he kicks his ass? Because you got all these question marks. Simple. He can't. You know, just because Daryl gets his ass beat doesn't mean he's laying there unconscious. You know, he gets his ass whooped, and they somehow get away. On horseback, it could be anything. It could be falling down a hill and then hiding. I mean, it could literally be anything. But the point is, he gets his ass whooped. He can't just, steal his knives when he's not looking? Come on, we're watching a show. It needs to be exciting, entertaining. I just can't buy that they would put the knives in there and not have it connected to Beta, and somehow it does. That would be like the season Negan comes, we have a character, Rick just fashions a Lucille. It's literally identical to that. So why would they have Negan with a Lucille baseball bat and not have Negan take it off him or whatever? It just doesn't make any sense. Those are Beta's signature weapons he has. Why? For Beta to take it off him, unless they're going to do something weird. And keep in mind, this is the second character, villain, that's coming in with the same signature weapon as Daryl. First was Dwight with the crossbow, which is totally different because of the whole comic book connection, but it's just kind of funny how he had a crossbow, this character has a crossbow from the comic, and then you got Beta who has these knives, and now Daryl has the knives. I don't know. Honey, I think Michelle made that scar, and Dwight did take Daryl's crossbow to become comic Dwight to be Dwight from the show, you know what I mean, from the comic. So you never know. Yeah, Muse said 1,000 people watching. Hell yeah. Dropped to 999. It still says 1016 on my. It must be, going up and down. Todd Murray, do you think it's kind of redundant to have Daryl starting to be loud and talking again throughout the first 5 episodes, just to have him silent, loner, hermit type again? Just because he separated himself outside the communities doesn't mean he's going to be silent. I think that would be a mistake. He's going to talk. He gave Carol a smile. I don't think they're going to make him quiet. If they do, I agree with you. It's redundant. We see him talking in the trailer, so I don't think they're going to go that route. He's talking about to Jesus and Aaron. Richard B. said, Ronnie, when do you think we'll actually finally see the Whispers or a Whisper? Because this episode we only heard them. I thought we were going to see them or see one up close. Oh, no. Why would you want to rush? No. We probably shouldn't see them until next half. You know what I mean? We might see the reveal in the mid-season finale. It depends on how fast they bridge this gap. But we need, in the next episode, we need the fear to be realized. So we need them to find out there's something going on with the zombies. Eugene tells them they're talking, and then you have the Hilltop group sees a herd acting weird. And then maybe the episode after that, you have another event where Whispers and / Walkers, there's something threatening happens. And then you find out the reveal in either at the end of that episode or the very next episode or episode, 10. I don't think there's any reason to rush into showing them right away. It deflates any tension and atmosphere you're building. It just completely crumbles it down. Tony Matrinzen said, Ronnie, so you think the Whisper storyline will be better than the Negan all-out war? Yes. At this point in time, absolutely. 100%. There was great moments sprinkled in with some really poor structure. I think the structure hurt it a lot. If I had an unlimited bank account, I shit you not, I would sit down, I would hire a couple people, and we would re-edit season 7 and season 8 of The Walking Dead to the best we can as fans, and try to get it and show you guys what it would look like if the episodes were blended and how the pacing would be and how interesting it would be. Now, keep in mind, it'd be very choppy because we're not starting with the raw files or whatever. If we can get the raw shit and then we can, put the scenes and music and shit around, I think season 7 and season 8 would be drastically improved. Again, by just changing the structure. And getting rid of the split episodes. And those are episodes where you split the characters up and you only show a couple characters. Like, for example, Daryl in the jail. It should be Daryl in the jail with, what's her name, going to Oceanside with a little bit of Kingdom. It should be, Morgan and Carol at the Kingdom. It should be bouncing around, not one episode, then one episode. Nick Hutchinson. $5 donation. Thank you very much, Nick. I think that tonight is the last time Carol and Ezekiel will see each other. Based on the dialogue, I don't think that they will see each other again. The dialogue was a little suspect, but I'd be shocked if that was the case, to be honest, because unless they're really screwing us about the fair, they should see each other. Unless they don't meet when they go to the fair. I don't know. I didn't get that same feeling. I'll tell you that. I didn't get that same feeling. Beetlepuss with a $4 dono. Tara is 100%. Oh, I already read that.
Guess what?
What was up, buddy? Creeping around.
This LPS, I don't really want it because
Oh my God, what did you do with it?
I did it so good, though.
What's wrong with his eye?
No, it's one of those, it's just wearing an eye patch, yeah.
Oh, it's an eye patch. She made a governor LPS. Kill them all. Kill them all. That's what the governor says. Okay.
Especially you.
Trevor's going to clean my boxers? What kind of weird shit are you guys talking about? I think the show is back. The Walking Dead universe forever, man. Listen. The Walking Dead is doing some serious shit, you know? Why are you guys talking about Trev? Come on, why are you guys being mean? Oh, there's not everyone's being mean. My bad. I saw the name and I thought everyone was being mean. Just a handful.
Kick them from your stream.
Ronnie, I know something must have happened on the internet. You know, like 50 people talking about Trev. I'm looking forward to see what's going on. Andy Lou said, where is the Deeper Into video from last week's episode? Are you taking your time because it was Rick's last? No worries, just really anticipating it. I don't know if I mentioned this fully. I think I did already, but let me cover it again for anyone that didn't hear. The Deeper Into 905, I got sick as hell. I'll do the quick version because I think I did mention this. I got sick as hell this week. I mean sick as hell. And that slowed it down, so I figured I'll get it out on Friday. It'll be slowed down, but people will be happy, and I'm always excited once it's out. It feels like there's just this like relief. You got all this stuff done, and it's so fun, you know, with the comments and seeing the what's, you guys know what I'm talking about, and seeing the reaction of everyone who watched it. But then once I got it up, there was a problem, and it was blocked, and it was auto blocked. I didn't even have time to put it in public. The moment it was like processing, it was uploaded. As soon as it was uploaded, it was instant blocked. My phone went beep, beep. And so what happens is it's not AMC, someone at AMC, it's their automated machine. So whatever the automated thing does is it will scan videos, every video uploaded, and it'll automatically sync to the video, and it'll automatically flag your video. So it blocks it in like 380 countries. They take your ad revenue, and with the it's bad getting ad revenue taken off, especially on a big video. If it was just that, I would have just let it slide. But since it's blocking it in 380 countries, I can't. I got to take it down. I got to re-edit it. It's going to take hours. It's going to take all day tomorrow. I shit you not. I'm driving to the post office. My daughter doesn't have school, so I already know it's going to, the moment we get home, I'm going to get home at like 2 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to edit probably all day for hours until I get it uploaded because it's going to take a while. So when you first edit, you can edit a big clip, you know, but once you have it all cut up, I got to edit every single little sliver just to get the auto thing so it doesn't flag. It's so shitty. So shitty. But we'll get there. Just bear with me. I'm also really excited to jump into 906. I was going to jump right into 906 tomorrow, but I got to get 905 done. But I was so excited to jump into that Deeper Into. Speaking of Deeper Into, and then we'll get to some comments, and then we'll shut it down here soon. But I got the Deeper Into for Zombieland coming up. I rewatched this again yesterday, I think. And yeah, last night I rewatched this, and damn, I enjoyed it so much more. Absolutely did. Way better than the first time. Not just the first time. I might have watched the show 3 or 4 times, but for some reason it just didn't click. I think I was in the mood for zombie, because this is pre The Walking Dead. And I was so in that mood for a zombie show that really made you cry. You know, that hit you right in the gut. And even though this was a comedic one, it wasn't what I was looking for. And now that we have The Walking Dead and we have Train to Busan and shit like that, it was so much more enjoyable rewatching this. So anyway, we got that as a teaser. Here's another teaser. There's a Deeper Into video. This is some research material for that. This one's not coming till 2019 though. So, but yeah, this one is. I can't wait for this. They got this Frankenstein. It's called a Mezco, and it's a Boris Karloff I don't know. It's kind of like the toys that look realistic. It looks so much like them. It's so friggin' cool. Yeah, they got a one that's green, and then they got a black and white one because the Frankenstein was in black and white. But I love those old horror movies. Some of the scenery and the atmosphere in that, oh my God. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go watch some of the older ones. Have amazing atmosphere. That's what The Walking Dead can do. Adding some of that atmosphere really transforms the moments and the scenes and makes it awesome. Anyway, dude guys for the $5 dono, what's up, man? Anyway, remember when you kept saying Comic Dwight just needs a reality check? So much for that. I just hope that doesn't get him killed off. Yeah, again, my thoughts on the comic is coming up. I didn't enjoy this last issue, to be honest. It wasn't great. Issue 185 review is going to come up either Monday or Tuesday. It wasn't great. It was one of those where I think I'm going to have to... I don't know. This is tricky to say. I think it's necessary for the story they're telling, but it's one of those ones where I think you would enjoy it more if you read it in the full volume all at once, and you can get right to what's coming next. Dude guys with another $10 dono, thank you very much for the 10 and the 5. Hey, sorry I haven't been a part of the chats. I watched the episode online. I don't do TV, and by the time I start watching it, you're already doing the chat. No worries, man. No worries. Thank you very much for the support. And when you can get here, you can get here. I appreciate it. And that's one more thing I did want to mention. Not now. When the video is not live, I'm gonna see how we can. I'm gonna see what the best way is to pick a winner. But I just received the Steelbook. This is something I had pre-order for a while. And it is the Steelbook of Train to Busan. No special features in it that don't already come on the regular Blu-ray, but I bought this to support it when it came out. I still was able to watch it digitally, so there was no reason to buy this, but I just bought it because I really wanted to support it. And at the time, no one was really talking about it too much. So I just want to buy stuff. I just want to buy stuff. I want to support things that, I feel like need a little boost because this is definitely a massive high recommend. One of my all-time favorite zombie movies, even though it's subtitled. So anyway, I bought it, never opened it. It is still brand new. So I figured since this and this is identical, special feature-wise, it's a Blu-ray. The only difference is the case. I am a big Steelbook fan. I love Steelbooks. So instead of letting this unopened, unused copy go to waste, I thought we would do a giveaway on the channel. So obviously you have to be a subscriber and then put in Train to Busan. Like I said, don't do it now, but once the video is posted, hit subscribe and then put Train to Busan in your in a comment, just so I can scroll down, pick out names and do some kind of generator. Again, I'm going to look up to see how people do that. So yeah. I don't know. The giveaways on YouTube, I wish there was an easier system, and I'm going to look for a simpler way to do it. I think maybe in one of the community tabs, like I'll say, hey guys, on Friday at 8 p.m., I'm posting this tab, this video, this picture, or a poll. Comment on it. I'm scrolling down or whatever, and we're going to pick a name for a giveaway. I'm going to figure something out. But for right now, we'll test this out. So once we're going to shut down in a few minutes here. We got about 12 more minutes, and we're going to shut this off. Once it's off and you're not talking live, go ahead and leave your comment in the chat. I'll also probably do a follow-up video where we'll put some comments down there for some people to pick their names out. Anyway, we also have Dude Guy with a $5 and a $2. He says, are you still doing the chats every Sunday? I'll be able, always every Sunday. I'll be able to be here after episode 8, by the way. I'm at 174 subscribers now. I feel like a celebrity. It's a great feeling, ain't it? When you're starting to Get up there. Dude, guys, 174 is almost a fifth of first 1,000. Hell yeah. That first, 1,000 and then 10,000. It's really fun because you watch the growth slow, and you can, every subscriber I was reaching out to, it was manageable. I shouldn't say slow. Slow sounds disrespectful, but it's manageable to comment to every single person you subscribe to. It gets harder though once I hit that 10,000 mark. I couldn't, and I hated that so much because I enjoyed sending everyone a message being like, oh, thanks for subscribing, whoop-de-whoop. But there's some videos you'll do that'll get like a lot of views, and you'll wake up and you'll have 700 new subscribers, and you're like, how the fuck do I message 700 people? It gets out of hand. But it's always a different feeling in the beginning, so very different than later, and it's a good type of different. So enjoy that while you're there. Muse Ingenue with a $2 dono. Patrons should be auto-entered, Ronnie. That's a good idea. Patrons auto-entered. That's a really good idea. Trying to figure out how do I'll do a post. like 2 patrons look at the posts. They probably won't even know it. I'll do a post to kind of warn everyone. Maybe if they hear it here and then a post on Patreon, they'll know it. But I think that's a damn good idea. Patrons should be auto-entered. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I do have a Patreon. I probably shouldn't mention it, but we're still working on that Patreon special that's coming. It's the picture of me and Juliet as zombies. Once James is at a place where the Doomsday Kingdom is situated, we want the first volume done, I might hound him again for that and to see if we can get that finished. I think right now I'm partially done, and then Juliet's just like outlined. But that's an older one he started a while back. But I thought that would be a really cool one on Patreon. I think people would get a kick out of that. I got a kick out of it anyway. What else we got? We also have... And like I said, if you're interested in the review coming up this week, we're giving away the Walking Dead 150. And again, you have to be a subscriber for that and just watch for the comic review. It'll be up in a day or two. And that's just the beginning, though. I got a whole stack of comics. I didn't want to say anything before because I know I mentioned it once and I had like 50 people asking for it. But I was secretly buying an extra copy here and there to do giveaways. So I have a bunch of some different stuff, and not just like a random second print. I legit mean like a certain death issue that got pretty big, not like really big, but it's a villain death issue. And then variant covers. I got a handful of variant covers, especially recently. I got a few of those, the Walking Dead 2018 variant covers, the ones that had the the realistic kind of artwork done. I see a lot of people say they didn't like those, so I got them to give away, and to be honest, I stopped getting them to give away. I think I bought the first 6-7 months for a giveaway, and then I stopped because so many people were like, I don't like those covers. But we got a few of those to give away. I have a whole stack of Walking Dead comics, so we got some cool stuff we're giving out. And like I said, I wanted to kick that up around Christmas time to, it just fits, giving stuff away. It's around Christmas time. I like it. I like Z Nation, but it totally rips The Walking Dead off. Absolutely. The birds look so fake. Yeah, they were fake. Samuel Moore said, Ronnie, could you give a short little rundown of Train to Busan? I haven't heard of it before, and I'm really interested now. You don't need a rundown. Just go watch it. Listen, it's about a father and his little daughter. His daughter really wants to visit her mother, and then he says, fine, I'll take you. They take the train to Busan, or I think they're going somewhere else, but they take the train to see the mother, and then right in the middle of the transport, a zombie outbreak pops off, and it is epic. And they got to get the train to Busan. That's the only safe place right now. And it is, again, it's on my list as all-time favorite zombie movie, for sure. Not the greatest, but it's a top 5, easy. It's easy top 5. It'd be scary to see two walkers looking at each other, then both turn to you, and then one points at you. I would go running off. I would shit and die immediately. I don't know what conversation you two are having, but Andy Lou says, yes, what can the people do that cannot afford to be a patron? I don't think we're offering something that you can't get if you're not a patron. Patrons just have an auto enter. That's it. You know, if you can't afford to be a patron, just simply leave a comment. You still entered. It's the same thing. But again, I don't know who you're talking to. But yeah, I'm not trying to get people to be patrons. If you can't afford it or you straight up don't want to, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. You still have a chance. All you got to do is subscribe and leave a comment for to be entered in. You know what I mean? Yeah, Drew said I'd be a patron. Yeah, guys, you don't have to do Patreon. You don't have to at all. The patrons who are already there, they just get auto-entered. That way they don't have to leave a comment. Maybe they missed a video. They're just auto-entered, you know? It's like that's it. It's like someone entering in for you. But everyone who doesn't want to or can't, you're still appreciated 100%. Just leave the comment, you know? And you're entered in to win. So that hopefully that evens out, makes everyone happy. I didn't bring up Aaron's metal hand. Aaron? Oh, you spelled Aaron E. Isn't it A-A? It doesn't matter. But, yeah, I brought his metal hand up in a previous video, but I love it. I freaking love it. You know, that's why I didn't mention it. But I love it. Absolutely. Soul Station is an animated. I have that saved on my phone. I still haven't watched it yet, but... What's my number one zombie movie? To be honest, I don't know. For a while there, I thought Train to Busan won it over, but I just don't know. I'm going to be looking at them over again, and if you guys want to let me know what your favorite zombie movies are, we might see a video come up about them, like a Deeper Into or something like that, because coming up soon, I want to run through a bunch of zombie movies, and I want to actually do like my official list, because at this time, I really don't know, you know. Train to Busan it's fair to say that might end up being my number one. The Crazies is up there, even though it's not zombies. I still kind of count it as like a runner-up, maybe. That's another one I really, really enjoy. Help me out. Yeah, you guys leave some questions. I think Train to Busan might end up taking it, though. Misunderstood with a $20 donation. Thank you very much for the support. Says, hey Ronnie, super stoked for issue 3 of Doomsday Kingdom. Keep up the good work. Loving all your content as usual. Oh dang, yes, hook us patrons up. Want to win the comic. Awesome. Doomsday Kingdom issue number 3 is going to be shipping soon. As soon as we get it from the printer, that's all we're waiting on. We have the production timeline going on the website, so you can go to doomsdaykingdom.com and stay up to date at the production timeline. But also, I just had the artist read the new issue that's being scripted, which is issue 4. Like I said, we're doing 4 and 5 together, not in the same issue, but they're going to be put up together, as well as the first volume containing issues 1 to 5. For those who don't want to read the single issues, in the beginning of 2019, you'll be able to buy the volume that has issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in it. No covers, it's just its own cover, its own different type of cover, and it connects, that's not the word I'm looking for. It collects the issues and puts them together. But anyway, issue 4, if you're on the fence about Doomsday Kingdom, issue 4 is that one that really shows you that we're raising the stakes, but we're also changing some things up with the rules that are a little bit different in other zombie material. I think you'll like some of the tweaks we do. So, there's one that I love. There's a little thing about the zombies that I love, just visually and how they looked. I talked about the eyes. In ours, the zombies' eyes kind of melt away. That's why I call them empty eyes. I use that hashtag. But the eyeballs, I know in the comic and in the Walking Dead show, they turn that white. Well, ours, the fresh ones do, but after a while, their eyes actually just turn to ooze. And a lot of the older ones have this like creepy, like liquid crap running down their face. But there's another idea that's coming out that deals with how they look. I just love, and I want to see how it looks visually. I think it'd be really cool. Yeah, whispers were confirmed for real. But yeah, something else real big. I'm not dropping any hints, but I cannot wait till you guys read issue number 4. Issue number 4, especially for some, that should be the issue that goes, what the fuck? Negan the Cliffhanger says, will Michonne shove a spoon in the governor's paho? He's dead? They missed that. Thank you very much for the $2, though. Ronnie, I think Michonne made that scar herself to be like Rick's wound, and she's even wearing his shirt. That's possible, but she doesn't know he got his wound. I mean, she saw he was bleeding. She doesn't know if it's a slice. She doesn't know. Maybe they were on that road later, and they saw all the blood on the rebarb, and they put 2 and 2 together. Hey, that might end up being similar, because we didn't see the front. She might have that same scar. She might have scarred an X on her front and her back. That's a good one. Enid, the actor, is 20. There's no way she's 20. Is she really 20? She doesn't look anywhere near 20. I guess Michonne will pine away for life. Rick seems to move on. That's more realistic medically, Ronnie. Yeah, I don't know how well Eyes will do with rotting zombies, but I think that'll just have like a different look. Because you see that all the time in zombie movies and shows. They got these certain zombie eyes. And I thought, oh my god, it'd be so cool. If you want to get an idea of what it would kind of look like, I took pictures of mummies and I sent them to the artist as a reference. But we got some cool stuff. I don't know how spoilery that is, though. Like little things as far as like visuals, because there's some things I want to talk about, but I don't know if it's spoilery. But it's not story related, it's not plot related, but just little things like just the idea of certain parts of the zombie growing still for a little bit of time after they turn. Excuse me. But in weird ways, in different ways. Like the hair grows, the nails grow, some things going on. I already showed in ours, zombies, when they bite, sometimes they crack and chip teeth. So you'll see that our zombies eventually will have these kind of fang-looking cracked teeth. You know, I love that idea. But yeah, you got the eyes, you got the teeth, you got some of them grow, some of them have rubbed their fingers, just raw, and they have their bones actually scratch, on their hands, and so it's like little claws, just messed up stuff like that. But there's a couple other things, but I don't know how well they'll look. It depends on how they're drawn, but I think something will be cool. Who's the Hilltop leader? Tara? ? I don't know. I hope not. I can't really see her being a leader, but I don't know. Chris Rambo, Ronnie, Q&A. Robert England said he may play Freddy Krueger one more time. Do you prefer his Freddy or the new Freddy? I like the old school Freddy better than the new Freddy. There's a part of me that liked what they were going for with the more realistic burn, like the melted skin look, but I'm stuck with the classic Freddy, man. I love how that looks. They didn't sit down and go, okay, how would this look for a real burn victim? No, they said, let's make something gross and cool looking, with some muscle, sinew. I just love the old look. Daniel Titus with a $1 dono. Thank you very much for the support. Pretty wicked idea for the teeth. Yeah, I have another teeth idea I'll hold on to. Like I said, I don't know what's a spoiler or not, but I have another one. But I'm going to have to hold on to that for a little while because it's only till after zombies are a little older. I'm waiting for Negan to get him some alpha. There should be some people growing weed plants between all the people on the show now. Where's the potheads at? Yeah, there should be. Muse said the smallest donation on Ronnie's Patreon is $1. Yes, it is. Got a full set of 15th anniversary The Walking Dead comic 150 Negan covers, including the super rare speech bubble variant on eBay. If anyone's interested, question mark. There you guys go. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if I should ask that because you're trying to sell them, but how are they doing? Are they selling good or not? Because I heard some people saying that the market is absolutely flooded. Not with the rare ones, but unless it's a super rare one, the market is flooded. That's what everyone I've talked to said. I'm kind of curious if how you feel about that. Is it hard, or is there like so much interest that it's moving anyway? Because I'll be honest, I'm still buying the blind bags. Like I just picked up a couple more blind bags, and I'm shocked. I got them for the cover price, and I'm shocked that they're still out there now. Yeah, I bought them for $3.99 each. I got the what is the one? The one with issue 53 with Abraham and them, and I got the one with Princess and I got the one I wanted, the color one, because it pops. I got the Rick one. I think I got a variant of that with Holden Andrea. All right, we're running 5 minutes past our excuse me time. We're gonna shut her down. Drew L said, "I love The Road, both the book and the movie." The Road is one. It is dark. The Road is one that I watched and I liked it, but didn't like it when I was younger. I appreciated it more when I got a little older. I still wish they would have. I still wish there was a little more to it, tweaks to it, but I still enjoy it. Yeah, but if you guys have any suggestions, definitely once this video goes off and you want to add your suggestions for zombie movies to cover on the channel, maybe it's something we haven't heard of before. For example, there's an old French one that I watched years ago called The Horde, I believe it is, and I remember enjoying the shit out of that years ago. I'm definitely going to rewatch that. I watched Cargo. Yeah, I liked it, but it wouldn't be on the top of my 5 list. I'll tell you that right now. It probably wouldn't make it. The short, if I did a short, it would probably make it up there. But I don't know. Just the different things they changed with that. I don't know. Yeah. I get what they were going for, but yeah. It's still worth a recommend for sure. Would you rather have a zombie movie with fast, agile walkers or slow, creepier walkers? This is where it gets tricky. The fast ones are entertaining to a point, but no one knows how to film them properly, so they look like shit. People just shake the camera and throw blood and spit on the camera lens. That's it. People are so incompetent when it comes to the fast zombies. It's almost fucking pointless. The CGI's bad, the fast moving with cameras and yada yada yada. I am someone who can enjoy both if they're well filmed, if they're done well. I even like both kind of sort of in the same thing. Like Doomsday Kingdom, you can argue, has fast zombies and they have slow zombies. And then the super slow zombies, we actually have a variety. Our zombies, they don't look like Last of Us, but it's more similar to The Last of Us. We have different stages. And yes, it is more like fans think in The Walking Dead the newer zombies moved faster and then the more rotted moved slower. That is partially true in Doomsday Kingdom, but we actually have different stages of infection, and depending on the different stages, that can allow the zombies to look and think differently. Like stage 1, stage 1 is, we call that the It doesn't matter, but I don't know. I don't want to reveal too much, but it's not a big thing. I'll keep it for the comic. But they still have heartbeats. They're infected, and we've already revealed that in issue 2, and then again in issue 3. They already have heartbeats. They've said a word or 2 words. Again, that's going to be revealed, confirmed in issue 4 coming out. Something about that, but stage 2 is no heartbeats, and then there's other ones that mixes it up some, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, comic live stream discussion in the future. I have an issue 2 writer's commentary for Doomsday Kingdom coming up. We have a lot of things coming up, but we're about to shut it down now.
Remember, like, the zebra that you got me?
Yeah.
I changed it and, well...
Oh, dear. Lord have mercy.
You know, like, no.
Well, that's not bad, actually. You changed it from purple to a black zebra.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Because I didn't really like the purple. Oh, and I
like the purple. What'd you do to his hair? I like the purple hair.
I don't.
Oh, okay, guys. Thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with me. Thank you for the Super Chat support, the donations on the channel. Thank you very much for the Patreon support, hitting that share button, the like button, and also for your patience with the Deeper Into series. I promise you, I believe in the middle to late December, it'll be well worth the wait for everything that's coming out. I got a stack of projects I'm in the middle of bouncing back and forth, and I think you guys are going to really love some of the stuff coming out. I'm putting a rush on the Breaking Bad one. I think you guys will love that, and I'm eager to hear your thoughts and opinions about the Breaking Bad. Last one, Super Chat Toledo 279 said... Huh?
I was going to, like, pick a regular. Okay. Ronnie, did you like this sign... Wait.
Sign language.
Sign language. Oh, that's...
Subtitles.
Language subtitles.
Yeah, they were fine. The one moment, it was all quiet and kind of felt a little awkward. But that's how a real-life situation like that would have worked out. So,
wait. Dad.
Honey, I gotta shut this down. It's late.
Can I finish the video by saying the last... By saying, like, bye and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Say goodbye.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Say goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
And remember, once this video posts... All right, back up so I can show them. Once this video posts onto YouTube, put Train to Busan in the comments section, not the live feed, but the actual comment section of the video, for a chance to win a Blu-ray, unopened, brand new, of Train to Busan. And I don't know if you guys cared for a review unboxing of the Steelbook, but it just looks like this, and it has this little image on the back. That looks cool, so... But this is a scene from the actual movie. That's the dad right there, and then he's fighting off a zombie.
Oh, doesn't like the little girl.
All right, no spoilers. Anyway, definitely put your information down there and be a subscriber to be entered into that. All right, I'm going to shut up and get going. I'll see you guys next Sunday for another discussion for The Walking Dead, and then throughout this week with the Deeper Into 905 and then 906. Okay. Go ahead, say goodbye.
Don't forget to subscribe to Tales with Juju.
That's not saying goodbye.
Bye.